Hello, welcome back to Education Fridays. Today is part 2 of our new series. Which one would you choose and why? So this series is about similar exercises performing on different apparatus. So today we are choosing Swan Dive, which is a very popular exercise, usually started from the mat, and you can modify that on the reformer. Today we are going to ask Jolene to perform Swan Dive on a reformer versus Swan Dive on a stability chair later. And we're going to discuss some of the differences and how that might affect differently for your clients. Okay, I have Jolene lying prone here on the box. She opens the legs slightly wider than hip distance apart, or shoulder width apart rather. Turn your legs out slightly to, give space for the hips to be fully extended. Okay, so she's going to press the carriage out. And now here, as she's pulled the carriage in, she's going to slide the shoulder blades down, glide your eyeline forward and slightly up, and then she's going to glide eyeline down as she pushes the carriage out. So Jolene's going to continue doing these exercises a few more times when I'm talking you through, okay? In this exercise, as you know, we are working in full spinal extension and also hip extension. So in this position here, her spine is evenly distributed in extension, her neck in line with the thoracic spine. And also, she's also fully engaged your hip extensor. So she's going to contract your butt, squeeze the butt, reaching long for the toes, allow the hips to be fully extended. Okay, now I'm going to point out one key information here. Stay for a sec. When she lies down here, her arms are all the way up by her ears. This is considered a full flexion of the shoulder joints. And then in this position, her scapular position is in upward rotated. Okay, you gotta allow that scapula to glide up. Your shoulders may be sliding up slightly towards the ears. That's okay. You do not want to ask your clients to depress the scapula, because that's not going to be so good for the shoulder joints. Okay, so she's in shoulder flexion, upward rotated, and here as you pull the carriage in, she's going to depress the scapula, slide the shoulder blades down, because your shoulders are no longer in full flexion. From here, you lower the shoulders down, so you are extending the shoulders back down to 90-degree flexion. Okay, and slide your eyeline forward. So you can see from here, she comes up to here, and then as she's pressed out, she goes back here. Okay, so you know the implication when you teach your client. If your clients have difficulties raising the arms all the way up by the ears, and they're compensating by popping the ribs up, or they feel like there's tension in the top of the shoulders, so you know that this may not be appropriate for your client to start in this position where the arms is all the way lift up by your ears. Okay, so we have maybe a better option that we might use on stability chair. And now I have Jolene lying prone on stability chair. So you can see she's demoing the same exercise, looks similar that she was doing on the reformer box. But here, as you notice, the first thing you can see, the base of support, the space that she lies her body down in start position has less support as compared to the one on the long box. So even in start position, it's much harder to keep your spine in neutral. So she has to keep engaging the core to not pop the ribs open and keep the spine in neutral. Okay, it's more challenging than on reformer for that aspect. Now look at the start position here. Her shoulders is only in 90-degree flexion. And when she lifts her spine up, so allow the pedal to lift the spine up, you can see that the relationship of the shoulders, shoulder flexion, maintain quite similar. Okay, from here, and then maybe just extending a little bit. Whereas on reformer, you start here, and then you lower your arms here, or lower your shoulders here rather. So it's a lot more comfortable for the shoulder joints per se. Okay, so if you have problem raising the arms up and having a bit of tension or pain on top of the shoulders, maybe this might be a better option for your clients. So I hope this episode is valuable to you, and you got some tips of when and how and why you would choose one apparatus versus the other. Come back next.